Go, Bill.
Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Bill Graham coming to you live from YouTube Model Builders. Tonight we have a special show, as we advertised earlier on the 15th of the Saturday night live YouTube Model Builders show. The live show is tonight is in special guest is Jimmy Michigan, the Stew Line show tonight. He is the special guest. The people that you see on the panel are people who were most influential and have been helping him in his life so far. And this live show, I'm not going to cut. We're not going to play the PC game here tonight. We're not going to be. We're just going to tell it like it is. A couple of months ago, Jim was given a diagnosis of stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Due to other health issues, and he'll hopefully better explain it to you than I will. But basically, what had happened was Jim had other health issues that would not allow them to treat the cancer, and he sat in the doctor's office, and basically the doctor told him to get his affairs in order, and that's not something you ever want to hear from any doctor. But that's the prognosis that was given to Jim, and then Jim went about taking care of what Jim takes care of. In my knowing Jim and the others that will be on the show, had a personal interaction with him, will share their own stories. And I want to stress here, and I think everybody's aware of it too, that this is not a memorial. This is a celebration of a man's life. A celebration of one tough son of a bitch. I will tell you that. This man is tough as they come. He really is. Jim and I have sometimes knocked heads on some things, but we've always had a mutual respect for each other. And I have a deep mutual respect and a profound sense of a new look of courage, of what I see. And tonight also, what we want to emphasize is we'd love for you guys out there in the community, if you could donate money to, we're going to put the link down. It's to the PayPal account, Jim and Bonnie Ross email that you can use to donate money. We would like for you to donate money. And this is not for any other cause, because here's the situation. The situation entails that when Jim leaves this world, he leaves behind a wife. Now, it's devastating enough that we hear this information. You hear this information from a doctor, a medical, but we'll think about his loved ones. Jim is in the process. As soon as Jim heard what the prognosis was, he immediately went back. He started taking his layout apart. Many of you know he had built had a plan and had a new layout going up. He immediately started taking it down and started selling off bits and pieces. And most of the community has been very generous in purchasing this stuff and also donating money. But the reason why Jim did this, and he sold off a lot of other personal items in his household that belonged to him, is because he wants to put money in the bank for his wife so that she will be able to sustain herself until her Social Security will kick in about 2 years. And Jim can further explain that. But I'm begging you. I'm begging you with your heart. We have given, this community and the Model Railroad community has given for other causes. And I'm not looking to cause controversy on this. I really am not looking to cause controversy, because this is not what it is. Other guys have gotten, put out there for finishing their layouts, for, contests and stuff like that. And that's all good. That's all great. That is fantastic. I'm not taking that away from anybody. But I have to remember one thing. I go into my spare bedroom, which is the layout room, the South Brooklyn Railroad. And the reality is, and I think this is the truth for everyone who has a layout, whatever size it is, 4x8 or 40 by 800, the bottom line is, it's just a toy. It is just a toy. It's big boy toys. That's all it is. So I'm pleading with you, the community. I'm going to be doing it through this whole thing because Jim would like to thank some special people that he's invited onto this show. And but I'm going to be interjected to give money, regardless of whether it's 50 cents, $50, $500, whatever. Do me a favor. I used to deliver the daily newspaper in my neighborhood, Staten Island Advance. I used to deliver it. And I used to go collect, and it was only $2.50. And I knocked on the door, and the lady would say, or the guy would say, I ain't got it. My reply was, go check the cushions of your couch. I'm sure you can come up with $2.50. And I'm asking you here, go check the cushions of your couch. Seriously. When you do the laundry and you pull out those money out of the thing, the spare change, and you put it in the jar, take some of that jar money, put it in, and go to the coin counter and bring it. I'm not unashamed to say this. I'm not. Because this is a situation. This is what life and death. And I have to be serious. I know most of the time where I'm a pretty funny guy, but this time around, I'm real serious. I really would appreciate it if you guys could, find in your heart, whatever it is, a couple of bucks. Trust me when I tell you guys, a couple of bucks adds up. Vinny Vids, he did a video for one of the other guys again, and he said he had 2,500 subscribers. He said if each guy gave $5, he'd make his thing. And I'm asking you the same thing. If each of us gave a couple of bucks, whatever it is, to Jim and Bonnie Ross, I'm telling you, it would go a long way. So tonight's show is dedicated to Jim. It's in celebration of his life, not in mourning of his life, not in a memorialized, but in a celebration of his life. Because this is the toughest thing that any man, any person, any woman, anybody had to go through. And he truly is a very brave and courageous man. And I want you guys to be aware of that. And he specifically asked to do this show, and I said, not a problem. As soon as he called me up and he said, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm going to turn it over to Jim and let Jim speak, and then we'll just go along the line here. And if you guys have any questions other than medical questions, because I think that would be, out there in our community, please feel free to ask anything you'd like. And Jim, I give it over to you, my friend.
Let me jump in for and say, Bob, if you can, just turn your phone off and let's see if they'll drop that connection.
Oh, I did. I restarted it. It won't do it.
Okay. Alrighty.
Don't know why.
Yeah. Maybe I'll drop
what?
it. Go ahead, Jim.
Hello. What's up, guys?
Okay.
And I'm semi-famous for So look, I Bill mentioned he wanted to do another one of these for me to help me out because the one he did before had a little light turnout, which I'm not complaining. Those that donated, my heart swelled. I can guarantee you.
Camera's off.
But yeah, because I'm doing something I can't do on camera.
Okay.
So I asked Bill, I said, well, can I be on this one, Bill? Because there's people I'd like to thank. And of course, Bill, he ain't going to tell me no. He's just too nice of a guy. So I wanted to come on here and say thank you to people that gave me moral support and monetary support and bought stuff I know they didn't need but bought it to help me out. And I'm going to start out with Phil. My brother Phil lives 45 minutes away from me, just like a brother. And the guy's bought shit he didn't need. His layout's about done. And when his wife finds out how much he spent, I'm cleaning out the training room and putting in a twin bed cot for him. So he's got a place to stay because and he did that out of his goodness, his heart. The man's, not rich like me, and just decided that he was gonna. In fact, one day I says, "Well, give me what you want," and he gave me more than what I wanted, like way more than what I wanted. So I said, wait a minute, Phil, I forgot. You got to take these. I wanted you to have these, and I wanted you to have these because I felt so bad he was giving me more than what I thought was even fair value. So I wanted to personally thank Phil, and I spent a couple minutes on Phil because he's like a brother, not like some of you aren't a brother, but this is a guy that's been in my home and shared a tear with me and shit, you know. So, anyways, I want to move on to Bob. Silly son bitch. Drove 11 hours. I had a living memorial because I didn't want people to come and mourn when I was dead. I wanted them to come and celebrate with me the last time possibly that they'd be able to see me. And this I won't go with those words, but Bob drives 11 hours one way, motel rooms there and back, just to come sit around this party and have a drink, and I didn't even have a good dinner for him. All he got was finger foods. But
Still good.
I wish I said foods. I wasn't talking about the other thing, Bob. Anyways, so he bought a couple of boxes of what do you call those little trees, and come in a big pie box.
Super trees.
So he bought these 2 boxes of super trees off me. Now this is a guy's got a layout that goes all the way 6 inches from the ceiling all over his house. He didn't even got room for a tree, but he bought 2 big boxes of these super trees, and then says, "What kind of material you got for it?" I said, "Well, Bob, I'll have to get to you with that later." So last week, Bob bought every leaf, foam, bush, ballast, real rock ballast.
Mm-hmm.
He bought every piece of ground cover that I had in stock in this whole room, and there was a lot there. There was 2 boxes. Did you get your second box, Bob?
Yes, I did get it the next day.
Okay, great. So he bought stuff that he didn't need. I know he didn't need. He's going to have stuff to give away or resell to somebody else because he's got way too much for his layout. But out of the goodness of his heart, and then sent me more money than what I asked for. You know, and it's like, how do you think guys that do stuff like this, guys that you've met on the internet, you know, that, I mean, I call them friends and good friends, but other than Phil and Bob, I've never got to shake a hand of, you know. So all right, I don't want to get too sappy here. Dwight Chisholm bought an engine off me, a Sioux liner. I don't think he wanted it, really, to be honest with you. But something else had happened between me and somebody else on another deal that kind of fell through. And I think Dwight felt so bad that he said, "Well, what else you got?" "I got a Sioux line, I'll buy it." You know, that's the kind of friendships that I've made on this. And I'm just so like, really, it's just hard for me to believe. And that silly hillbilly over there, same thing, you know, nice guy. He ain't got a bunch of money, you know, but he bought a couple of small things off me, gave me pretty much retail. So did Bob, gave me pretty much retail. So did Phil, you know. And these guys are just stand-up guys that, you know, that they're trying to help, and you know, they're helping clean this room out for me, which is great. My wife ain't got to worry about it when I'm gone. But I know I'm missing a name in there.
I'll give you a short break, Jim.
Go ahead.
North Star Railroad Lines, Dwight. His comment was, "You're worth every penny, and I benefited also."
Amen.
I appreciate that, Dwight. And you know I did. I think you heard it my voice that night when you said, and even Dwight sent me a couple extra dollars, you know, and I won't tell his wife. And you know, these guys that, you know, pop in a couple extra dollars, they're buying something, they're giving me something, they're giving me top dollar, and then they're throwing a couple dollars more in the boot. And it just humbles me. And I'm a biker. If nobody's met me, I'll be on camera as soon as I'm done with what I'm doing. But I'm a biker, you know, and if I punched you in the nose at a bar one night, I apologize, but it's happened.
Probably deserved it.
But I am really humbled by the group of friends that I've met in the train community. You know, not just here. I just had a recent good experience on the HO yard sale on Facebook. a few good experiences there in the last couple of days too. And it's all these people in trains that just have big hearts and want to help. And I'm not going to mention names. There was let me get my notes out here because I did write it down so that I didn't want to mention certain things, but geez, and of course I don't see it, and I had it all wrote down. All right, I figured. Anyways, there was 6 or 7 guys that donated when Bill did this special for me last time. Wasn't a lot of money, but again, I really appreciate it. I wanted to give a couple of initials out there just so that if they're listening, well, I guess if they're listening, they know who they are. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Bill pretty much explained everything in a nutshell, what's going on in my life. My wife had to retire a couple years ago to help take care of me from other health problems. And then all of a sudden I get hit with this in the middle of last January. And because of the other health problems, they can't do this surgery. Because of the other health problems, they can't do that surgery. And because they can't do that surgery, they can't give me chemotherapy. So, and because they can't do the surgeries, they're afraid with my heart condition, which is my other health problem, I'd die on the table. So the doctors just don't want to perform the surgeries. So each thing that could help me can't be done. And the next one stops the next thing from being done. So I'm right down to the brass tacks and nothing can be done. So all I can do is just try to enjoy life, which I've been trying to do for quite a while. But now I'm really, really trying to enjoy life now, not partying up, but you kiss the wife once or twice a day. It's because you love her. But now when I kiss her, it's got a bunch more meaning to it. So I got to sneeze. I'll be right back.
Well, while you're doing that, Almar Jr., the voice reigns, the soul forever. And he also said Karen sends her love. Ray Bobel says praying for you, Jimmy.
I think this community in itself is a testament to itself, and you guys should, I know you downplay a lot of things out there, and you've helped a lot of people out there, but I'm asking you tonight to help out here as well. And if you could, we'll just Jim, if you could just let them know what the email address is, and we'll post it on this link after the show's over. So if anybody watches it, they can see what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's I got a good way to do this, and give me a second here, and I will do it.
I did post it in the chat for anybody looking as well.
Okay, good. That was great.
Train Room Gary said hey from Detroit.
Hey, buddy. I posted up a couple of my videos that are family videos on my YouTube site. I didn't feel like making a new site, but I posted up so they were available for my family, so they wouldn't get lost in time,
Mm-hmm.
And Train Room Gary watched them, and Vinny watched them, and sent me a couple little notes, and I just thought that was, kind of cool of them that they took the time. Well, that's not train related, but let's watch it, and yeah, that was pretty cool. But I'm almost done here. I'm not a computer whiz, so it's taking me a minute here.
Well, Sparky 107, his comment is, every day should be travel like it's the last. Love and forgive always. You never know when it just could be.
Yeah, that's true. And the thing of it is, most of my life I did live it like it was going to be the last day. And that's probably what caused me some health problems. So you got to be careful how you live it. But yeah. Can I screen share on here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's going to be the easiest way to do it as soon as I figure out which button to push.
The,
Screen share. Yep, I found it. Okay. Share that, and while that goes goofy, there we go, and it's still going to go goofy on you no matter where I put that. Can you see the address on the top there?
Yes, Jim and Bonnie Ross at yahoo.com.
Okay, that's my PayPal address. And as Bill says, anybody that wants to help, it's greatly appreciated. The money's not getting blown frivolously. I can promise you that. It's just about every penny's been banked. Because my wife had to retire early, she cannot. Now let me try to stop this. There we go. She can't receive survivor benefits until she's 60, which wouldn't be a lot of money anyways. But that's 2.5 years away. So she's got 2 years. She's got to try to get by. We had a very small life insurance policy. It wasn't a lot of money, but there was a couple bills that I forgot that were in there that is going to have to be paid. So we took care of those. And so I'm not looking, well, I guess I'm looking for a little welfare, a little love fare, I guess is the way I want to put it.
Absolutely.
To help my wife, because house insurance and car insurance and property taxes and all these things that she's going to have to come up with. And we live in a small town that has one McDonald's, one Burger King, one Pizza Hut, a couple little restaurants, a couple little stores. So there's not a lot of places she can get a job, and where she can, it's going to be part-time, and it's not going to pay a lot. So I'm trying to do the best I can. But one of the things has just come up, which is going to cost me a couple of dollars, but I wanted to tell you about it because I'm very happy. There's a place called Dream Foundation, and it's like a Make-A-Wish, but it's a Make-A-Wish for adults only. The only one like it in the United States. And this was put together by Christopher Reeves. Everybody knows Christopher. He's a Superman that got paralyzed. I'm in hospice, and my social worker / psychiatrist, whatever you want to call her, was talking to me, and she goes, well, how are you doing? I said, I'm doing good. She goes, what do you need? I said, about $1,600 would be awesome. She goes, $1,600 for what? I says, well, you know what's going on with me, obviously. But I says, my mother is in a living facility in Benson, Arizona, and she's getting a start of dementia. And I've got a son in Phoenix, Arizona, that is pretty much living paycheck by paycheck, and he can't get to Michigan to see me. So I would love to have the money to just take a trip to Arizona with the wife and go see my mom one last time and my son one last time. Hold on, I'm sneezing again.
Must got allergies.
That's that
Yeah,
time of year.
pollen. Real quick, Curtis, go up. Curtis, go all the way up to the top of the chat to Hillbilly Railroad's post. He posted a link there. You'll just have to put the HTTP in there to get it to work.
So she goes, well, I got this foundation. It's like a Make-A-Wish for adults. I've never tried it before. She says, would you mind if I put the paperwork through and see if we could get you some help? So she brought the paperwork over, and of course they want a copy of my, income taxes and all that stuff to make sure I wasn't some, rich guy and whatnot. And they came through. They got me 5 nights with some hotel in Benson, Arizona, which saved me about $470.
Nice.
And they come up with $500 for gas money. So I didn't pay for the whole vacation. I've got to cover 6 nights, 3 nights down, 3 nights back, and groceries, and I should be okay on the gas. I think the gas should be about right with my little car. So we are going to be leaving Monday, next Monday. I've got to cover 6 nights, 3 nights down, 3 nights. I'm getting a lot of feedback somewhere. It's
Yeah, that's Newcastle.
He's got it. So anyways, we're taking this trip Monday. So I'm blessed that, and Bill, did you hear me say that word? Can you believe that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I'm blessed that this stuff is coming the way it's coming. So,
Yes.
Because I just didn't think I'd ever have a chance to see my son and my mother again, All right, I'll be back in a second.
Sneezing again.
Yeah, Josh, I was trying to get Curtis in here.
Josh, if you wouldn't mind just bailing out for a little bit so Curtis can come in. Thank you so much, Josh. You're a gentleman and a scholar and a provider of fine women.
All right, guys. Sorry about that.
No, it's the allergy.
So, yeah, I'm telling you, it makes the eyes water and the nose run and Christ, and then it goes into your mouth, and it's just
I
not
know.
right.
No.
So I've been blessed with all of you guys here, and the moral support's been fantastic. Thank you, honey. I need a. And then with this just got approved. Let's see, this is Tuesday. This was just approved Thursday night, and they delivered the package to me today, and I was just so awesome. So I get to see my mother, and I get to see my son, who incidentally is in the hospital. Something wrong with his heart. Got rushed to the hospital today by ambulance. So this is all just coming together at the right time, obviously. But so enough of the sob stories, I guess. Did Curtis ever make it on here?
Not yet.
All right, I'll wait till he gets on here. But
Yeah. Of course, Newcastle, he's going, he needs some more frozen oranges and watermelons.
yeah. Definitely, that boy's going to get some frozen watermelons.
Yeah,
But,
but BNSF guy 617, he said, sorry to hear of all this happening to you, Jim.
Well, I tell you guys, I appreciate the moral support just as much as the monetarily support. I mean, the money helps, but having guys just pat you on the back, that's cool too. It's really helpful. And
I think, Jim, you said something earlier that kind of resonated with me. You said, you're not a rich man. And as they said to George Bailey, he says he's the richest man in town. I think all the friends that you've gotten here and in the community have pulled together for you in one way or the other. So maybe not rich monetarily, but rich in friendship and rich in knowing people that know you. You've touched so many lives in such a short time. I remember when you first came on and you were, on the Hangouts, and you had this little 4x8, your little center track of yours, and you were like, this is my domain and this is my world and I'm doing it. And then you kind of like, once you got into the hobby, and you never were really, you were new to the whole thing. And then once you kind of realized what was going on, you were like, this layout of mine sucks. And like everybody else, you like, okay, let's tear it down and let's start all over again. But I got to tell you, you were a quick learner, man, because they were things that you did that I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And I know that we talk individually sometimes. We get on a Hangout and we'd be the first two there, and you were showing me what you were doing, and you really were good. You really are good, Jim. You really are good. And I have to say, like, although we did not meet personally, it's a privilege to call you a friend and a fellow modeler. So again, I express out there to everybody to please donate. I know I'm gonna be that pain in the ass New Yorker that you guys don't like, because I'm gonna tell you, give it up. What are you gonna do with it? You can't. Come on. And if you're gonna spend the money in the hobby shop, take a little portion of it and put it on the PayPal thing. Come on.
if my wife wasn't in her robe right now, I would get her on camera to wave to you guys, but she's like camera shy when she's all cleaned up. She ain't coming for that camera with that robe on. But,
I tell you what, let me take a quick break here because the recording screen just went blurred. I want to do a quick refresh, so don't anybody have a heart attack. We will be right back.
recorded right now. Oh, there he is.
All righty. Let's see if that might help out on the recorded
I'm playing
side
the
here.
Jeopardy.
It looked fine on YouTube at one time.
Okay, well, my streaming screen is a little blurred.
Oh,
Normally it's not.
well, looks like we're back.
Okay, we back?
Yep, we're back.
All right. Well, here's how I feel about it. All these guys, it's been in the Hangouts. You owed me anyways because I was happy with what I had. You guys ended I spent thousands more. I kid you
You're
not.
absolutely right, Jim.
Thousands
You're
more.
absolutely right.
It's all Phil's fault.
I bought no. You can't even get out of this. I bought a box.
Jim,
Yo,
I said Jim was happy when he had his wind up Thomas tank engine,
that's it.
and then everybody buy the rest.
My first engine was a Bachmann DCC value sound F unit. And when I started that up and I heard that engine start up, and I was just like, man, this is the coolest thing in the world. And then somebody on the Hangout shows me their Intermountain with their lock sound. And it made me feel like that Bachmann value sound was a Thomas the Train engine. So now I go ape crap on buying Intermountains. And yeah, I was happy with little small cheap buildings. And all of a sudden now I'm buying all these, everything had to be Walthers and this and that. And
DPMs, laser.
right. And now and then I started to get into the wood scratch building, but luckily, I guess if I want to say luckily, the cancer came on before I got heavily into it, so I'm not getting into it because I know I would have probably replaced everything with wood. But
Yeah, you didn't buy a museum scale trains Big Blow, for instance. You didn't go and buy that.
right, exactly. So I've had a lot of fun though. I've had a couple of years of spending sometimes 8 to 12 hours a day on a hangout with you guys, and you all feel like family to me. It's been a lot of fun. It's still going to be some more fun until I can't. I'm not on here as much because I do have my weekdays, but I'm still going to try to get on here and hang out and shoot the shit and piss a couple people off when I can. I want to be able to do that. Curtis made it.
All right, let me interrupt you real quick here, Jim. Sparky 107, he's rather nervous about PayPal, and he's just asking if you got anything from him. That's all he wanted to know, if you got it or not.
If I've got it. He must have just sent it. If he did, let me go look.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. If he did, let me go find
Yeah. Sparky's up there in Canada, so it'll be Canadian funds. So.
Well, too far for me to drive to the casino, but I'm sure I can get it transferred over into American cash.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't take that funding money?
This PayPal does it automatically, so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't. Would it be classified as Safe Mart, Sparky?
Let's give him time to respond. I'll let you know.
Okay, I'm looking on here.
I'd say if you got something within the past half hour.
Oh, geez, I've gotten a couple, guys. Thank you so much. Holy cow.
Thank you, and thank you.
Yes, I'm looking.
Yeah, Sparky said no.
Okay, I've got a Blaine, a David, an Alan.
All right.
David
Austin.
H.
David H.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Sparky.
Sparky, thank you, sir, very much. I'm not going to, get into specifics, but thank you very much. David as well. And I think David has donated once before, because that just looks familiar. Or
Yeah.
Blaine, I mean, I'm sorry.
Lately.
Blaine.
Yeah.
I think it's before. Thank you. Alan, thank you. And I got something from a Safe Mart, and I don't know what it is. It's a temporary authorization to make sure that the payment method cover the payment. So it's probably something to do with a checking account or something. So
Yeah.
whoever sent the Safe Mart, thank you. Because I don't know what, I mean, I didn't have anybody that owed me that amount of money, so I'm assuming that's, thank you guys. I'm just totally shocked. I opened it up and
AJ says you're welcome.
Yeah.
And
And
there's
of
a few
course-
places that let you post, buddy, like physical retail places that if you don't have PayPal, don't have a credit card or an account you can tie it to, because they'll let you turn cash into PayPal. That safe card
Okay,
sounds to me
okay.
like somebody's done that.
It's from it looks like Kansas City. So whoever that was, thank you. I mean, I opened it up to look for David's, and I've got 4 of them in there, and I just, you guys have already surpassed what I got from the first one. You know, I mean, I said the first one wasn't a whole lot. You guys have already surpassed it. I appreciate it so much. Gosh darn you guys.
I'll be back in a minute, Bill.
That's what brothers are for, Jim.
Well, I
I
really
mean,
appreciate
like you
it.
said, we've never met, and 99% of the people you talk to or that you have influenced through your modeling and your willpower, that goes a long way. I mean, that goes a whole long way. I mean, you've
think
touched more people's hearts than you'll ever know in this world.
Yeah, I think some of that's called stubbornness, but I tell you, Jimmy's caused me to question my opinion a lot of times, and I see there's a lot of value, and I got a lot of respect in his challenge, and he's challenged me a bit.
You probably learned how to be frugal with some stuff too.
A little bit.
Well, I tell you, with Andy, I like to tease Andy. I can't help it. I might think he's 100% right when he first talking about it, and I come up with a way to try to make him wrong, even if it's not right, because I just love to argue with Andy. I just can't help it.
You know why, Jim? You know why?
Because I argue back so willingly.
Exactly.
I know, you know why it's so easy to argue? Because it is easy to argue with Andy.
Right.
No, it's not.
It makes it easy.
No,
Andy provides every time. That's not part of watching these shows, what YouTube arguing between each other.
Well, now that we got Curtis on here, Curtis.
Yes. Yeah.
This is another guy that I wanted to especially thank. Let me tell you something about Curtis. I really don't like the guy, okay, but I want to thank him anyways. No, Curtis, you know that's just a joke. One time we were watching a show, and one of the sponsors was giving away an excavator, and I pretended like I won it because I said, "Oh man, that is cool," because I was on the panel that night, and I said, "Man, that is cool. That would look good with my gravel company," and blah blah blah. I hope I win that tonight. And then when they drew the name, I said, "That's me. Hey, I won." Oh wait, crap, that's not me. Gosh darn it! Congratulations to the lucky winner. Well, here's what happened. That company sent me one anyways. Strike Force Hobbies. But it turns out there was a prize because there was another piece of earth moving equipment that was in the box as well. It wasn't just the one excavator. So I thought they were being nice and sent me 2 different items. It turns out Mr. Curtis, because he had heard me talking about wanting it, he calls Strike Force Hobbies and says, "Hey, I want to buy this other piece of equipment that Jim in Michigan wanted. I'll pay you for it. Just don't tell him and send it in the box with the one you're going to send him." So I was just, when it come to fruit, at first I thanked Strike Force for sending me 2 of them, and then it come to light that Curtis, I found out from somebody else, and that Curtis had paid for it, and I just thought, what a guy, He was new to the group and didn't really even know me at all, and we even had an argument about religion for about 30 seconds once. And the guys, that's just the hearts you guys got around here. So now I'm going to sell my rolling stock, and not knowing what I was doing, I had a bunch of Bachmann Premium Silver Series stock, and I liked them because they were all steel wheels. They were already weighted to NMRA specs. I liked, of course, the grab irons or hand grabs went away from the box and everything. They were all molded on, but I just liked the way they looked and rolled, and so everything that I bought when I started out was the Silver Series stuff, and a lot of people don't like it because it's not as nice, but I bought a lot of it, not know what I was doing again. I got tankers. I had 3 tankers all with the same number. I didn't know. Well, Curtis, made sure that I didn't have very many left. He got on the Hangout with me. He said, "What do you got?" And I said, "Well, I got this. I want it." So I got this. I want it. He said, "Well, I got this. I want it." I got a stack of 16 cars sitting up there just for Curtis, like 16 or 18. I forget how many he bought. And I'm like, I know he don't need them all, but he's just wanting to help out. Another one of those guys that's just wanting to help out. And that's just so freaking awesome. I'm sorry. That's so freaking awesome. And I'm really, again, I'm humbled. I'm just really humbled that people step up to help somebody they don't. And I've never got a chance to meet Curtis. We almost, and I think I was sick that weekend. We almost got to meet. He was up in Michigan and I couldn't make it. But it just, come on, guys. I'm amazed at you guys, you know. But you know, a lot of, I guess, I've got a lot of friendship. I've got a lot of happy times hanging out with you guys and having fun and arguing with guys and having fun. And this group has just been super, super nice. Now, when the donations stop rolling in, I'll show my face because no one's going to donate when they see me. So I'm keeping the camera off until the donations.
Actually, Jim, that might work to your favor. If you do show your face, they might actually, you know, donate more money.
To turn the camera off.
Yeah, to turn the camera back off. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Let me finish my cigarette that I shouldn't be smoking, and I will turn the camera back on. I do like to abide by the rules.
I think we can make an exception this time.
Oh, you don't care if I smoke?
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you say you like to abide by the rules?
That's what I heard. That's what I thought.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I just thought I said a pig fly by.
Jim,
Yo.
do me a favor.
Yo.
Tell them the story of when you went to
Let me get this joint rolling real quick here first.
Okay. All right.
No, that's tissue paper. I was teasing. You said it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't smoke weed, guys. Everybody, if you haven't met me or seen me before, hello.
Yes.
Again, thank you very much. That's not bald. I trim my hair way down because I wear a CPAP machine at night, and when it starts to grow out, then when you take it off, it's all matted down. So it's just easy to just keep it shaved. I don't shampoo, throw a little bit of soap on a wash rag. Done.
I agree.
Easy clean.
Yeah. But,
Jim, do me a favor. If you hear that story of when you went to the oncologist, and the doctor asked you, after they gave you the diagnosis, and they told you that get your affairs in order, you went in and the doctor said, tell him.
He's going through the list and maybe do this. Do you drink? No, I quit drinking, 8 months ago. I didn't drink heavy, but I don't drink anything at all. Do you do street drugs? No, sir. All I do is, what's prescribed to me. Do you smoke cigarettes? I says, yes. He goes, how much? I says, well, pack and a half a day, I guess. He goes, you really should stop smoking. And I looked at him, why? You've given me 3 months to live. What? How many days am I going to lose by smoking these? He goes, well, that could cause you to have a heart attack and make you die a little sooner. And I says, well, as bad as I hear this cancer is going to hurt towards the end, then maybe I should start smoking a little bit more because, I know it's going to be a rough ending for me. And if there's any ladies out there looking, I am married, but look at those pretty blue eyes. You can't help but donate to a guy with such pretty blue eyes. And for all the married men out there, donate, and I won't stop by while you're at work. No,
I'll stop by your work.
I'm just teasing. Hey guys, the guys that don't know me, I like to joke and have a good time. Don't try to hurt anybody's feelings on purpose. It does happen once in a while, and I think I apologized once, but I like to have a good time, and This is my bar. This Hangout is my bar. I don't drink alcohol, but I come in here. Well, I wasn't smoking in here, and then, you know, the layout's got to come down, so might as well smoke. But
I do have to say that Jim has abided by all the rules and regulations that we at YouTube Model Builders have instilled to have some sort of a semblance of order and to give ourselves a sense of decorum. But, you know, on some of those occasions, Jim has, you know, let people know how he's feeling. And,
Yeah, he's pushed the issue.
yeah, which has benefited all of us because it's kind of, you know, got the ship straightened out a bit sometimes.
But I tell you, and when it's over with, and I feel bad, maybe not for the guy that I cussed out, but I always felt bad, and I tried to make a point to call Johnny or call Bill and say, look, this is what happened. I apologize. I lost it. Bill understood, and I think John does too. You know, we're all from the same streets, and sometimes you just, you know, it happens. I got one last guy we know who he is. I want to apologize to. He's not here. His first name begins with an M, and he's going to get a call. Answer the phone, because I'm not going to be yelling, you know, because I want to apologize. But
He was in here earlier.
was he?
Yeah.
Okay. I want him to make sure he understands. Answer the phone, Mark. Oh, shit.
So much for that.
Hey, can we roll that and bleep that out?
That was an honest to God. That was. I'm sorry. That was a mistake. I was trying to talk heartfelt, and
Sorry, Lord, that was a mistake.
and I couldn't just say Mr. M. But answer the phone because I want to talk to you, and it's all good. So, but anyways.
Yeah, just to recap here, if anybody's tuning in just now after this special show that we put together on for April 18th, this is the show that I talked about on April 15th from the live show in regards to having a special guest. Special guest is Jimmy Michigan, and the panel that you see before you are the men that have been involved in Jim's life, and Jim has been involved in their life. And we've come together in a celebration of Jim's life because Jim was recently diagnosed, and his prognosis of pancreatic cancer, to which he's been given a short term of how many months, Jim?
Well, they gave me 6 months, middle of January.
Middle of January.
They said that 6 months is what I should expect. You know, it'd be a little sooner, could be a little longer, but at that point we were hoping for surgery to take, you know, hopefully to take out the cancer, and when that was taken off the table, that's when they gave me the 6 months. But he says we're going to do the chemo. We might be able to get you a little bit longer, but then the chemo got knocked out of the question because of I had a gallbladder rupture. All at the same time, this is all going on. I got a gallbladder that decides to rupture on me, and they put a couple of drain bags in me, sticking out of my stomach, and they got all the rupture bad material out of me. So when I went in to get that drain bag taken out, I'm talking to the guy that wants to do the surgery for the gallbladder. He goes, well, to be honest with you, I can't do the micro incisions because there's a bunch of gunk that's up in the way of the gallbladder to get to it. So because of the rupture, and that won't drain out because it's solidified or whatever, so he has to do a full big surgery like they used to do 20, 30 years ago. And this is another one of those long operating tables procedures that they don't think my heart can pull through on. So now he won't take the gallbladder out because he thinks it'll kill me during the surgery. So I'm wearing this fancy little bag for the rest of my life, however long that is, to drain that gallbladder out. It's being blocked by gallstones. They could pull it out, and then gallstone is going to clog it, and it's going to rupture again. And so they said, let's just leave it in for the rest of your life. So then when I go to the oncologist and I explain to him all this stuff, but now I'm ready for a Mediport to get put in so I can get me some chemo and whatnot put in, which has been put off now for like 6 or 7 weeks, longer than it was supposed to. The oncologist said that because I have the last drain bag in, there's a very high % chance that I'd get a bad infection that would kill me with the chemo. So he can't do chemo as long as I had the drain bag in. So they can't take the gallbladder out because they're afraid it'll kill me. And they can't give me the chemo because they're afraid the drain bag that's keeping the gallbladder from rupturing will cause a bad infection and kill me sooner than doing nothing. Okay?
Right.
So that was one of his things. He's look, we do the surgery, you make it. You're going to be in a lot of pain. You're going to be uncomfortable. By the time all that gets healed so they can do the chemo, it's going to be too late for the chemo anyways. So let's leave it on. Let's leave the bag and do the chemo. Well, then the kind of just says, well, no, we can't do the chemo because of the high risk of the infection. So it's just been a
Progressive of bad news.
progressive step ladder down, and I'm on that cold concrete floor now, barefooted, and it's cold as hell.
We're given a catch-22.
I tell you, it's been a rough road. It's been a very emotional road. More so because of my wife. You know, I worry how she's gonna be, how she's gonna do. You know, because I already explained the income problem, and I mean, our home is paid for. I live in a mobile home, guys. I don't live in a $150,000 home or something. I could sell and downgrade and give her money to live on. I live in a 1992 80-foot long mobile home that's sitting on 2.5 acres that I paid for, and everything's paid for. So she doesn't have to worry about a mortgage, but she still, when you add in the property taxes and the car insurances and the life insurance and all these different insurance. I'm insurance poor, and when you add all this stuff up, and then it's the regular cost of living, of food and utilities and just it's going to be tough on her, and that's who I'm upset for the most. It's my time. That's fine. I've dealt with my time. I'm worried about her time, and that's what this is about. Tonight, somebody's beeping. Tonight is my wife's time I'm worried about, and this is for my wife, guys. This isn't for me. This is for my wife. And Bob's met me. Bob's met my wife. And Phil's met me, and Phil's met my wife. And I'm not trying to stick a feather in her cap, but she's a super, super nice lady. Quiet, do anything she could for you. I mean, anything. She's just super good people.
She has to be good. She's putting up with you.
I just don't understand how she's done it for 30, guys, we're talking 36 years. We've been married this November 5th. If I could make that.
I know, Jim, I know exactly what it is. It's your sexy blue eyes and that white goatee.
It's the sexiness, brothers. I can't help it. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Well, look at it this way, Jim. I mean, she's got you there, and she loves you, and you know that we love you. And a lot of us had never even met you, but your true self has come out. Even though you sometimes you try to act like a burly guy.
That's not an act, buddy. That's just the way I've been all my life. But
we love you.
I understand. I understand. You're seeing the soft side to me. Not many people seen it.
The real
love you, and
I don't think my grandkids has ever seen my soft side. Just
I doubt that very much.
No.
That's the reason why we have this thing going on here right now. Again, as for donations, as Jim said about his wife, it's crucial at this time, to help her through this and aftermath when everything is said and done. Life is still going to go on, and it's going to go on for Bonnie. And
yes.
it needs to. We need to address this, and addressing it is through your donations.
Definitely.
I just want to put this out there, and I really don't expect anything out of this, but if this is not the normal show for YouTube Model Builders Live, and some people may be critical of it, and if you are, please direct all your criticisms to me, Big Bill, South Brooklyn, at gmail.com. I will be more than glad to answer any of your concerns and that this shouldn't be a part of. Please direct them all to me. Okay? southbrooklyn@gmail.com. If you're in a disagreement with this, if you're in agreement with it, great. I don't need to hear from you. But controversy does have a way of stirring it up. I just want to put that out there so that no one out here gets to, let's not make it bigger than what it is. This is what we wanted to do. Jim asked for this. This is what we wanted to put together. And as a tribute to him, a celebration of his life, not a mourning, because Jim is the essential of what life is. I think Jim will be the first to admit that he's lived life to the fullest in every sense of the word.
I've lived life fuller than I probably should have at times. I understand that. And don't send them to Bill. Send them to me.
No.
Wait.
All right. Hang on. I'm always the one that has to referee these things.
Yes.
But no, here's what I want to ask. If you guys have a complaint, send them to me. In about 4 months, I'll answer you.
Let's see. I got my email open. How do you spell Bill again?
B-I-L-L.
Guys, look, I apologize. I know this isn't the normal forum.
Jim,
Bill has a heart of gold, even though he's a New Yorker. New Yorkers, but he's got a heart of gold. He wanted to try to help out again, and I wanted to be here so that people can meet me, see who I am, understand what's going on, because it's better if it's coming from the horse's mouth.
Absolutely.
So I really appreciate that they're taking a show away from. I'm sorry they're taking a show away from you guys. This should be train related.
No,
But
It is train related, brother. It is.
yeah, I didn't have anything scheduled for tonight anyway, so this is.
Well, see, you needed a good filler spot, and I'm big enough to fill it. But I appreciate it, and those that are coming on here to expect to learn about trains or something, I apologize.
Yeah, Jim, they were just getting desperate, that's all.
Yeah, we could do some learning lessons. If you ever never heard of Caboose Industry Throws, these are pretty cool.
He's been trying to pawn those off on me for a couple of days now.
Well, I
Hey,
tell
I'll
what,
tell you what, the ones you sent me, Jim, work perfect.
Jim,
Yeah.
I'll take the rest of those.
Well, your bill just went higher. You know how much those cost. Okay.
Can I
need
say
'em.
something,
Hey,
Jim?
I do need those, so
Well, I got 15 new in a pack, and I think I got 9 out of the pack that I had painted the red and green on.
I'll
So
give
do
you
you
50
want-
cents each for those.
How much?
50 cents, 'cause I think the paint was smeared, wasn't it?
No, and I use a good enamel paint too.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Boy, we've been ratted around over those Caboose ground throws. Me and Johnny looked all over the show trying to find them for you, boy. I've been to a hobby shop and tell Johnny I'm walking into a hobby shop. I'll call you back in a minute. He's like, all right, man, Jimmy's got to have some ground throws. You got to look for those Caboose ground throws. I've heard about those. We've talked Caboose ground throws for months.
And then I get them, and then I get this news, and it's like, I just bought 15 more of those ground throws. Never fails. Never fails.
It's like getting your car filled up and then getting into a car accident.
Oh, man.
Oh, I got
My
you.
worst part is I like to buy. Go ahead.
I got you better than that. I filled my pickup truck up, drove over to a restaurant, got something to eat, walked out, and the fuel pump was dead. Yeah.
Scott, you were going to say something earlier?
Yeah. When I first met Jim, it was
hate at first sight.
he called me. This ain't a lie. He called me a prick. He called me a couple other.
I did not.
We just clicked. I mean,
Jim forgot what was on tape.
He is a different human being. He's the kind of gentleman that would be in your back pocket, wrong or right. But then if you were on the wrong part of it, that's a bear. I've never met Jim personally. This is just from us talking.
He scared the crap
It
out
was
of me.
John, Big Bill, Phil, and I. More or less, Phil, Jim, and I come into the Hangout together about 3
And
two
Andy.
and a half, 3 years. And Andy,
Andy.
yes, and Andy. I apologize. We all just clicked. And I was off the air for a while because of when you get old, health problems suck.
Yeah, they do.
So stay young, don't do nothing stupid, work on your trains. But beside the point, I was gone for about 6 months. And Phil let me know what was going on, with my brother. And I was like, there ain't no way. Ain't no way. This is just a joke. He's going to pull a joke on all of us. And, it's just, that's Jim. And he said, no, it was serious. And that's when I found out that he was selling some of his items.
Train items.
Yeah, his trade items. I'm on Social Security disability, which I'm still fighting. Love our government. I am financially strapped, just like everybody else in this world. Me and my grandson and my son, I live in a bottom that's probably 7 miles long. And we went walking, and we picked up pop cans. And I'm not lying one bit. We picked up pop cans for about 3 days. And I had neighbors coming over, giving them to me and everything. We cashed them in. In 3 days, I made $100.
Wow.
Just so I can help Jim. I mean, I didn't really want anything, just so I can help my brother, That's what kind of family we have here.
I appreciate that. That and I'm
You
probably
just
one of I'm probably one that threw those beer cans out on the side of the road too. It just went out. No, brother. Hey, I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I don't
Cheers,
think some of you guys. I don't think some of you guys know how much that this stupid camera keeps acting up. I don't think you guys know how much it really does mean to me. It does, brothers. It does.
I'll tell you
Yeah,
what,
one of the things I like.
I'll read off a few of these in the chat here real quick. We got Bob S. Jr. He agrees with the support of our friends. BNSF Guy 617. I think this show was well deserved, no matter what the salty people think. Sparky 10707. This community is nothing less than a second family. Let me scroll down here a little bit more. AJ said New Yorkers have hearts of gold. It's just usually buried under the graffiti. Rainbow Bell said he's praying for you. Sorry to hear about it. Let's see here. I've been having to scroll all around in here. DNH South Central, have been praying for you, Jim. I also know what you are going through. I have donated and will send more to you and to help your family. God bless you.
DNH, I want a special thank you to DNH. A special thank you to everybody. I love the prayers. You know what? I'm not a real religious person. I was. I grew up in church, and I had a bad experience with a pastor and kind of strayed from the flock. And but it's been coming back. Not because I'm worried about eternal damnation. I don't care about that. It's been you people that I don't know that has.
Also, BNSF guy 617. Go to hopefully that's either YouTube or Facebook. Look for HO Yard Sale. Jim's been putting stuff up there too, so you can find his stuff there on HO yard sale?
Yes.
Is that YouTube or Facebook?
It's Facebook, HO yard sale.
HO yard sale.
Again, another nice group of people. Before the show started, I was telling that I had one guy buy all my turnouts. He didn't care what I had. He said, well, how many you got? I said, well, I got, he says, I don't care. Just add it up and tell me how much. I mean, that's just what the guy did. Another guy bought 2 engines, mismatched engines, not the same road names. But he didn't care. He said, how much? You know. And another guy bought the switcher. He bought the switcher. Sorry, Curtis. That guy bought that switcher that we talked about.
Yeah.
But it was just the guy with the turnouts. You know, I listed up 23 turnouts, and he says, how much for all of them? And I says, well, I've got a few more. And he goes, I started to tell him what I had, you know, turnouts. And what, he goes, I don't care. How many you got? I said, well, I got 30 turnouts. I said, well, what do you want? I said, well, a couple of them are Shinohara. The rest are all the custom line. I says, I'll give you the Shinohara for, you know, the $10 a piece I want for the custom lines. Just do a $300 bill on them. I'd be happy. Okay, no problem. Sent the money. Well, I started to type out, do me a favor, send it friends and family, so that I don't have to pay PayPal their 4% or whatever. And as I hit the enter button to tell him that, he hit the enter button to tell me payment was made. So he says, well, how much did they charge you? I said, well, don't worry. He says, no, how much did they charge you? So I went in and I looked. I told him it was probably going to be about $10, but I looked, they charged me $9. So the guy, friends and families, sends me $10, $1 more anyways. So he paid for the fee that PayPal was charging me.
Yeah.
That and like I say, it wasn't. I mean, I love all you guys here, but I'm just surprised even the HO community out there. You know, I put in there that I had cancer. I was selling the items, and I wasn't. I mean, I was getting pretty close to top dollar for them, especially being that they were actually out of the box and run around the track a couple times. They were never really run, test run, and the one engine sat up there for 6 months and never got an offer. And then I posted that with the North Fork 7 engine I had on there, and the very next day, this guy's, I'll take both engines. You know, how much? And I said, well, I had them posted. All right, how much for shipping? How about $15? Okay, sends me the money for it. And I had posted on there true shipping, because I'm not trying to rip anybody off on shipping. So I texted him back and says, hey, you know, you got $3 coming back. I'm going to send it back PayPal. And he immediately said, don't worry about it. Just keep, you know, it's $3. Don't worry about it. But it's, the HO, it's just all you guys. It's not just this group. I mean, this group has been fantastic. But I was surprised that over just the last couple of days on the HO yard sale forum there on Facebook that there's a couple more guys out there doing the same thing. I got another guy who says, when you list your buildings, text me. He says, let me buy some of your buildings. Because I told him all I got left is some buildings and some flex track that I'm going to be pulling up. And when you list your buildings, tell me, you know, right away. So yeah, there's some good people, and I don't know if it's the choo-choo trains that drove us nuts going around in circles or what it's done to us. It's been a bunch of really nice, super nice guys around here, and I'm just really shocked. I mean, I can't get over how heartfelt I am about the friendships and the hearts that are out there trying to help me for my wife. I mean, it's just. And I'm going to use this word that's going to make somebody laugh. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you, Jim. Did you ever
Cheers,
finish
brother.
that courthouse in the gallows?
Say that again, guy.
Did you ever finish that courthouse in the gallows?
Yeah, the courthouse that I built that was in that hometown of mine. Yeah.
You get the gallows done?
Gallows?
What's he say?
Did you finish the gallows?
Yeah, I finished the gallows, but something got set on top, and I got to repair the gallows. Yeah. I had made the gallows out of some for sale sign material, which was a real bear, but I tried to keep it as close to scale as possible. I even called the courthouse in Tombstone, Arizona, and the guy, the caretaker there, took the time to go out and measure the gallows for me.
Seriously.
So that yes, he did. He did.
Wow.
And so I
Must have been bored.
But it was awesome. Awful nice. Yeah, it was awful nice of the guy to go out and take the actual measurements of the gallows for me, so I could get a fairly accurate representation of it.
That was the one that you had trouble with because the walls were warped or something, wasn't it? If I remember rightly.
Okay, yeah, this is my first building, first model. Okay, I built model cars when I was a kid, but this is my first model since I was a kid. And if you guys go look in the YouTube Model Builders contest on my webpage, on my YouTube site, you'll see my build. The walls were warped. The roof was supposed to be in one piece. It was in four. The instructions were not there. So I had what they call 1, 2, 3 blocks, and they're just heavy steel blocks that machinists use that are 1 inch thick by 2 inches wide by 3 inches long. They call them 1, 2, 3s, but they weigh a pound apiece. So I had 4 of those with my spare hand trying to hold the other piece together while those 4 were trying to hold things down and flat so that I could get some cement on there and get them to dry and go. Yeah, it was Johnny watched me build just about the whole thing on that one, and that was a real bear. But I got it done, and I'm happy with it. And,
Looks good, too.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. And
that was an order to learn 4 new words.
Yeah, that's when I broke some rules. By accident. I didn't mean to break the rules, but it happened.
Yet again.
I'm sorry, Andrew. What were you saying?
I said he doesn't break the rules; he just bends them slightly.
Slightly.
A whole slightly.
Like bamboo, you just bend it enough and it doesn't break.
Well,
Anybody
Jim,
who fishes with has ever fished with a ugly stick?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Knows how those bend? That's the rule I was bending. Or an ice green thin willow switch. Those were the branches I was bending. Go ahead, John.
Get in touch with Al Jr. about the courthouse.
Yeah, and Al, he's another gentleman to help me out. Bought an engine from me. He was the first guy to buy an engine from me. I know he didn't need it. His layout is not progressed in 6 months or more. Still in pieces. I wish I could go help the guy get things going on it because he needs it. But bought an engine that he can't use right now. He probably won't use for another year or two, to be honest with you, the way he's going. But he's working hard, though. He's a hard-working man. He ain't got time to do a lot of stuff. But he was the first one that says, let me help you out. Let me buy one of those engines from you. So, it's probably still in the shipping box. He's probably not even opened the shipping box, broke the tape on the shipping box yet.
Yeah, he can't find a knife.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So another guy that just out of the goodness of his heart, him and his wife, good people. I've never met them, but just down here, and another guy that helped. I mean, I don't sure this is to help my wife, but I do want to make sure I thank the people that's giving me the moral support and the pat on the backs, and some of them say things will be okay. The only ones I don't like is you'll be all right. You're gonna last another 10 years. No, God, I hate those. No. Yeah. I really hate those because I want to say, "Are you stupid? Come on!" But no, I know they mean. I know they mean good. But when they say, you're gonna. I got a buddy of mine, one of my biker buddies that's a real good friend. He goes, you're too damn tough to die. You're not going nowhere. That's that's just. I think it's maybe just an attitude that they don't want to get to the soft part of their heart and shed a tear with you, Right. So they want to try to keep it light, and I think that's what that's about. But I appreciate the support, man. Monetarily or just at a guy and hoping the best for you and hoping the best for your wife, and I'm praying for you, and all those mean a lot. They really mean a lot. And you guys, you take things for granted that when you get down to where you only got a couple of months or 3 months, things really start to look different in life. You know, it's like, holy shit, holy crap, it's this is it. This is it. You know, I mean, it's a feeling, and I know other people have had it. You know, I know there's a lot of other people that had to go through this, and it's
All right, Jim.
it's
Jim.
yo.
Sparky
Yeah, I've lost my
107 wants to know if he's got a pee. Can you take a break because he don't want to miss anything?
You know what? Here, Sparky.
Wait a
There
minute,
you go,
hold on.
buddy.
What are you showing? Oh, okay.
My pocket. I'm giving up my pocket to piss in. There you go.
You start standing up, brother. It scares me.
Empty one of these and use it.
There you go.
That's
All
like
right,
the wife told me. She goes, you know, you would never leave your training room if you could put a refrigerator, a coffee pot, and a bathroom. I says, well, go get me my Mr. Coffee out of the kitchen. I got a little refrigerator out in the garage. I'll stick a 5-gallon bucket here in the corner.
Oh, I'll tell you
What we won't do for our hobby. You know,
Guys,
that said,
here's the secret. Here's the secret, guys. You marry one that you can say, "Hon, would you bring me a glass of water, please?" You don't need the refrigerator. You don't need the coffee pot. You don't. No, I'm so bad.
Oh, there you go.
You see why I love
You're
my
right.
wife so much.
There you go.
You see why I love my wife.
I'd like
She's
at
in
this
the room,
time,
isn't she?
since we have everybody on this thing, this is a recorded show, and it will be memorialized
Amen.
forever and ever. So if each one of you would like to say something to Jim at this time, I think that would be most appropriate because, like I said, it will be memorialized. Miles Hale started doing videos. Yeah, started doing videos and YouTube model videos with us. He joined us on YouTube Model Builders Live, and one of the things he wanted to do was to create a record, a memorial for himself and for others to see, because he wanted people to know about the hobby, which I thought pretty impressive, pretty selfless on his part. And this is going to be memorialized and recorded. So perhaps maybe it would be apropos to each one of us to take a few minutes and to express our gratitude and our thoughts with Jim, so that in the future, when the situation does come, when it happens, when Jim passes away, that his wife can look back on this and see the friendships that he has developed and made, and the people who loved and cared for him very much. So
before you start with that, because you mentioned Miles, who happens to be a personal friend of mine. You know, this is our train god out there, and he told me, I told him I wanted to call so and so. Yeah, tell him me and you best friends. Don't worry about it. So we're best friends. But what Miles did for me, now this is a master modeler, a true master modeler.
Amen.
It's been in the business for years, and if you haven't heard of Miles Hale, if you get on the internet and do a little reading, you'll find stuff about Miles Hale. You'll see videos of Miles Hale. Super nice guy. Him and his wife both. He has a motorcycle repair shop on his layout, and maybe he doesn't want me to tell these people this. I don't know, but my moniker or handle, as you would call it, in my motorcycle club was Eclipse. I got that name because we were driving down the road, me and my buddies, and nice sunny day, and I was in the pack, leading the pack, and everybody was in the shade.
Yeah.
So my name ended up being Eclipse. So he changed his motorcycle shop to Eclipse Motorcycle Shop. So now
Awesome.
I am memorialized on one of my heroes of the model train industry. He's one of my biggest heroes, and he took the time to immortalize me on his layout. And it's like, you couldn't ask to be bestowed a better honor in this hobby than to have a Miles Hale or a Joe Fugit or somebody like that would take the time to change a building for you, and that's Miles. I hope you get a chance to see this, buddy. Hey, he's been on vacation, so I haven't called him to talk to him in a while, but that's just, that's another one of those heartfelt wows, a modeling god, as far as I'm concerned, doing something like that for me. And that was, it's just out of friendship, so wow, what do you say, Okay, I'll let you guys sing me some praise here, babies. I'm ready for it. I got me some cigarettes.
So if Andrew from Australia would start, that would be greatly appreciated.
Well, you want to say one thing, mate? It's been a pleasure to be abused by you every hangout. I don't think there was the hangout that went by where we didn't have an argument of some sort. We're going to miss you, mate.
Well, you're not going to miss me till I'm gone. When I'm gone, then you're going to miss me, but I appreciate that. I'm going to hang out, not as often, but I'm going to try to hang out right. I got a tablet, tried it out the other night. It works. So I'll be in my hospital bed with nose hoses up my nose or whatever, but I'm going to be on there trying to scare the hell out of you the best I can. But yeah, you're my first. You're my first Aussie friend. You're my first Aussie friend. Huh?
Wrong.
Yeah. You're my first Aussie friend. I was very happy to meet you and learn about you and the work that you do with the Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts deal out there, whatever they're called out there, Joy Scouts. But impressed to meet you. You impressed me very much. I've appreciated your friendship, Andrew. Really have. Right on, buddy.
Thank you. Andy.
Oh, jeez. Andy's last. He talks too long. Jesus.
What did AJ put in here?
Curtis.
Well, like Scott had said, when I first met Jim, he had a few choice words about switching some letters of my name, and it's like,
I remember that.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. And this is like, God, it's like being back in grade school. It's like, but it turned out to be an absolute wonderful relationship that we had developed. I'm sorry I did not get to meet him because he was ill. And I want to tell you what, Jim, Phil took me to some bars that you would not believe.
Oh, boy.
But no, but it was a good time up there. But
yeah, I'm sorry I missed it.
But I
really
did. Yeah, well, you're sick. You're sick. I mean, there's nothing we can do about it. But Phil about doing some work for me and wanting to put this on my layout in remembrance of you, and it's not completely done, but I will screen share this for you and I'll show you. I have to work on the guy and put the goatee in and all that stuff, but
oh boy.
But so I can see what I'm looking at here. Can you see the car?
No.
Actually, you're sharing your screen or something there.
Yeah.
You're on your screen. You got to switch over to your picture or something. Click on your icon maybe instead of mine. You're on mine. Click on yours.
I am clicking on mine.
Oh. Yeah, you didn't share the app.
All right, let me stop the screen share. Let me.
Don't share the screen, share the application.
Now we can see the side of a layout. So if
Yeah.
it's on the layout, there we go.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Now,
Holy
what this
cow.
is supposed to be representing is this is Jim's first boxcar for his Jim Ross Express, on time every time, and that's Jim for his inaugural pose, and the guy's taking a camera picture of him. And
that
work
fat
on the
guy.
car was.
That fat guy in the suit there, is that the one you're calling me?
Yeah,
Okay,
I got
I
to put
got
the
you.
goatee on it, but the artwork was done by Phil.
Awesome.
And this is one of the cars that you had signed for me.
Awesome. Now let me give you guys some history on those pictures. First of all, that stew line. Go back to it. We lost you. There we go. That stew line was it represented. I changed the stew line obviously, but my dad had passed away, and in memorial for my dad, Stuart. That's my logo, stew line. The next picture over there with that handsome dude with the glasses, the hat, that was taken at Phil's wedding. The photographer had a crush on me. She took quite a few, and she did. That was the picture that she advertised on Facebook. I know she liked it.
Was it Amber?
No.
It's Carolyn.
And then the other one on the end, riding a motorcycle, that is actually me on my Harley, riding down to my club's spring annual. I'm only running about 80, but I got my feet up and my white socks showing, and just my goatee's kind of flying half and half there. And so somebody's been hacking my Facebook pictures, but that's all cool. It looks really good. I kind of like that one better than when you give me, Phil, now.
It's a one of a kind, Jim.
I gotcha.
Scott.
Well,
Curtis, I'm sorry. Are you finished yet?
no, I just wanted to. No, I'm gonna fart with the camera here.
That's pretty cool. I appreciate you guys even wanting something like that with my ugly mug on it to start with. So.
Well, that's why I kept asking you for the pictures of your bike.
Oh, okay.
We had this. This was going on for the last few months. And like I said, I think Phil did an excellent job on putting on the decals and painting it up for me.
Yeah, we're all still waiting for ours in the mail, Phil.
I remember you asked me about that Harley. Kept asking me pictures about Harley, and I'm thinking, please don't send me no model Harley or something, because I've already got 3 or 4 of them, and but I thought that because I know you like sending little presents here and there, but now I know what it's for, what you did it for. It's awesome. Would have been awesome either way if you bought me a little model or something, but I'm just saying now I understand why you kept asking me for pictures of my bike. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, and it's they and you said it, and everybody that knows you knows that you're a cheap person.
But it ain't a lot. If you ever want to find a bargain for anything,
that's exactly it. I mean, Jim's like, well, I can save you money. I swear to God, he's cost me more money in buying stuff, and it got to a point where I would be thinking, and Jim's like, oh, here's a website for this here. You can use this, and it's like, I didn't even say anything yet. And he's already pulling it up for me to buy it. And it's like,
well, you didn't have to buy it, but that's like I said earlier, it's everybody costs thousands, and all I'm trying to do is hand on that's something that you hand down from the new guy, old guy to the new guy, and help them spend more money. That's just part of this hobby.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, no, I appreciate. I mean, you were always very quick with those fingers on the keyboards to find stuff that I needed, and
I loved it. And it's not. I'm thrift-tastic.
Yes.
And if I could think I can save you $5 or even $3, I try to let you know, so you can save that $3 so that you can't afford to buy that next item I think you should have.
Brother, you don't just do it. You got a serious skill at it. I don't know anybody who can find the deals you do. I just don't. I don't know how you do that. It's a skill.
Andy, we just were calling up on you before. We wanted you to, we're going around asking each and every person on the panel, say a couple of words. And Jim, because this will be memorialized in video and it'll be something for his wife and family members to look at later on. So if you have anything you'd like to say to Jim at this time, it would be greatly appreciated.
Of course, I'm sorry my service has been so flaky. This is horrible being out on the road with work. I meant to be at home, and I'm close. But Jimmy's my oldest buddy on here. There was that small group, like I was talking about. There was a small core group of us initially, and we just spent a lot of time. It got me in trouble with my wife a lot for spending a whole lot of hours on here instead of hanging out with her. But it started a bad habit with me spending a whole lot of time here. But we spent a lot of time together. You can't help but become pretty good buddies. And, you know, I imagine myself a Harley guy. Once upon a time when I used to buy Harleys, we talked about everything under the sun, but we mostly argued all the time, and I enjoyed every doggone minute of it. Some of them, I mean, we all have a good time these days. I enjoy the hangouts immensely every time I hang out with you fellas. Any group of you fellas, I enjoy immensely. But there was a distinct amount of fun that we had back in the day, where we laughed and we nearly beat ourselves at 2 o'clock in the morning and stuff. It was funny, man. We just had some. Those were just really good times. And the community's done nothing but grow. And there's more people, and it's awesome, and I'm happy about it. But boy, those times when it was. You know, Jimmy, a lot of times, Jimmy was starting all the hangouts, so he's there and I'll be in it. Bill, Scott, and a few others of us, boy, we had some of the best times. We've had some really good times. And those are just, you know, the memories that you have that are important, and the friendships that you build are just so much more than that most people want to give credit for people who meet on the internet. A lot of us met in person. I hate that we missed out on getting to cross paths at NMRA because I was really, you know, Jimmy was one of those people I really wanted to cross paths with in person. But we do develop those friendships. You know, you spend enough time together. We do. And you know, Jimmy done things for me and called me and text me, ground at me, and had me signed up as one of his family members, wrote me down as his cousin, so he could get me on a card at a Sam's Club, and then he ground at me because I wasn't getting time to go to the Sam's Club, as if I was his long lost cousin. That was good stuff, man.
Yeah. Well, you're no longer my cousin, by the way.
I know, brother.
Okay. I just got tired of you not spending no money, so I gave the card to my wife.
You should have done that. That seemed like a family trait of not spending money. That was being thrifty. I was trying to just, man after your own heart or whatever. But
well, it was being lazy because we'd pull up to the Walmart and say, "Hey, honey, would you run and give me a couple loaves of bread real quick?" Well, I couldn't do that when she didn't have a card.
No kidding.
So now we stop. Hey, honey, would you go give me a couple loads? Because they're the only place that sells the bread I like anywhere in the county. And so now she can run in and grab a couple loaves of bread for me. And it's just me. I'm lazy. I'm sorry. But
oh, no, man. That was no big deal. The thing that was so amazing to me is that you did it and then told me about it after the fact, which is Jimmy anyway, and that you went out of your way to do it, and then that you called me a bunch to make sure I went over and got it and ground that because I hadn't got to it yet was just that's just Jimmy, man. It was awesome.
Well, the backstory is he wanted to buy a couple new televisions, and sometimes Sam's has some really good deals. And I said, well, look, it ain't going to cost you nothing. We'll just throw you on a card. Everything you spend, I get back $10 for every $500 you spend. So I wanted you to go spend $3,000 or $4,000, and I got my membership paid. See, this is where the thrift-tastic comes in.
That's it.
But you didn't pay for my membership, damn you. So, oh well.
Scott, you're up in the box, son. What's up?
Who is?
Scott.
Oh.
Hillbilly.
You want me?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if this is what you want. when I first met Jim, and it's been 3.5 years. I went back and looked when we all joined. You were just starting this layout that you're doing now, and you
No,
tore down your little 4-foot, and you started on it'd be your right shoulder.
No, it started out as an 8x10 around the room, and then this half of the room over here was all for a guest bed. That was the agreement I got with the wife to take over the train room or the guest room. Half of it was train room, the other half was to be able to have a queen size bed in here. Then that got tore down and went completely around, and I took the whole room down. But I never had a 4x8 actually. It started out as an 8x10 square around the room donut, is what it started out as. But
and we went. Me and Phil and him set up one night until 4:30 in the morning. I think there was maybe 100 words said during them 4 hours of just model. Phil was working on his layout, Jim working on him, I was working on mine, and it's just the commodity that you have brought to this community. I'm honored as a brother because your title in your group was the same title I carried in my group. You got put up with a lot of idiots, and you know what I'm talking about. It's been an honor, brother, to get to know you, to get to know your family. I've watched you yell at your sons, everything. This is like live TV,
My 6 foot, 310-pound, uglier than me son. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and it's
still,
like
that's still to this day. Well, no, now he tells me, Dad, you're not going to beat my ass, and you're just too weak now. And I told him, I said, you didn't see that single shot shotgun cane that I just ordered, did you? So, no, Hillbilly, I tell you, we again, I've met a lot of friends here. You've been one of them. We've had a lot of fun. I hope. I know this community is going to go for a long time, but I hope that people can get close friendships like I've had or have. It's not that little group anymore. It's gotten bigger, so there's more people. But I hope that a lot more people get that close relationship, friendship that I've gotten and I've received. Because there's nothing like it in this world, man.
Amen, brother.
Like it in this world, I had my club brothers, and when I left the club, only a few stuck with me. The rest of them were bygones, And when I had my memorial here, my memorial party, my living memorial party here, and my friends, I had 6 different bike clubs showed up to represent, to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of friends, and a DeBob that drove 11 hours. And I have 4 family members here that live here in town that didn't show. What does that tell you? That the friendships, man, the friendships. And I know there's other people that wanted to make it. Phil wanted to come so bad, but he was so damn sick. He was worried about getting me sick. It was heartbreaking. I really missed him being here. But he was so sick, and I heard him on the phone, and I'm like, man, I talked to his wife. She's bad, Jim. He's really sick. I said, well, yeah, it's not worth him being sick, feeling miserable, and coming over here. We'll get together, and they did. They come over and later on and come and got some good visit time. But twice they have. I just feel bad because I emptied his wallet every time he come over. But I didn't mean to. But Scott, again, I appreciate your friendship. It's been great. It really has.
It has, Jim, and it's been a pleasure. Everybody that's on this panel and even out there that I don't talk to on a regular basis, like I said, this right here, this tonight is not about model railroad. Tonight is to make sure that my brother, Jim, wife, can survive the next 2 years and not worry about jack squat. And every time, see, I think weird. That's why I take nut pills. Every time this woman is able to pay a bill, okay, it's because of us.
Exactly.
His family.
Right.
And if you all can't get off of your lazy keisters and walk down a road and pick up pop cans, go to the scrapyard, turn in your old metal rims that are sitting in the backyard that's doing nothing. Anything. 50 cents, like Bill said, 50 cents, $1, $2, anything will help this woman pay a bill.
Yeah.
You know,
And guys, look, and she's cried right along with me, and she can't believe the friendships that I've made on here. I was talking to her about it again today. Almost every day, this conversation comes up with us. That the friends I've made on this, and it is about the model railroading because it's something to do. I don't know if it's this Ambroid Pro Weld with all the fumes that's made us that way. But
it's what we share in common.
That's why I had to go to tacky glue.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And Scott, I really have. I've appreciated your friendship. It's been a good friendship, and I thought you were a nut when you were doing such fantastic work with that N scale. And you were going so far and so fast, and it looked so fabulous. And the next thing you know, you're getting rid of it all and going to HO. And I thought, yeah, the guy's definitely got a mental problem because he had a hell of a mountain scene going with that H. I loved to have been able to do an N scale. He was like, man, that looks so good. And the next thing I know, it's tore down. But
yeah, there you go.
My first layout was 18 feet by 18 feet square. Had 2 peninsulas. And we was all out, it was out in my garage, and we was all having this conversation like that. And we was all working our things, and I got off the air for a couple days, and I stripped my whole complete layout down in one night, brought it into a spare bedroom, and reassembled it in an HO scale. And all these guys on this panel think, man, women change their minds more than he does.
So, Jason, you're up in the box, my friend.
Okay. Well, I was probably in the group a little bit before Jim and the others, but I was around the same time that I came in. And Jim's always been one of these persons that loves to antagonize people, yes. But he's also a brother to all of us. The first memorial on here, I wasn't able to come. I felt bad, and I was talking with Phil, and I didn't even know this was going to happen, but tonight. But I asked Phil because I saw he was working on some reefers, and I asked him, "Did you make them decals and all that on these reefers?" And he says, "Yeah, I made some different versions of it too." So yeah, he showed me some, and I was thinking about doing something anyway because Jim, I think maybe a year or two ago, was asking, was teasing around, I guess, about this deal. Why don't you make my railroad or something to someone? And I guess now Phil, me, Curtis, well, we're all going to do it now.
Yeah.
I got this grain car. And Phil was gracious enough to send me a decal.
Oh man, that's just so awesome. Thank you.
I need one an N scale.
I'm working on it,
That's
Bob.
awesome.
I'm
Well,
working
yeah.
on that.
Thank you much, Jason. Let me tell you, Jason. I'm a guy that likes to joke around. I don't try to antagonize people, but sometimes I do. And I mentioned this earlier tonight. It's just my dry sense of humor, and
Yeah.
I try to joke with people just to be funny. And sometimes I rub on the wrong way, and I usually try to apologize. But that's my whole point is to piss people off. It's to make people laugh and
Make people laugh, yeah.
right.
Well,
but
the thing is,
I'm a little gruff
yeah.
sometimes, and
Yeah.
sometimes the joke doesn't quite come through. So
Yeah. Well, the thing is when you was joking around about why don't you make my railroad? That sent it lit a light in my head saying, hey, yeah, not a bad idea. I'll do that.
I appreciate it. And you guys, you're not memorializing just me. You're memorializing my father, because the street line was for my father. So there's a double meaning to that decal that you held up, and you know, I'm sure my dad's looking down going, ain't that some shit, you know, because he's the one that got me into that. So
Yeah, well,
it's
thing
pretty
is-
cool, guys. I appreciate it.
the thing is you're well liked.
Nah.
I don't know how.
Well, I tell you what.
3 years down. Go ahead.
Yeah, I tell you what, real quick. Andy, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you're on the road, do you mind dropping? Because Al's trying to get in. We got full
Oh
house.
yeah, I'd love for
All right.
to give Al a spot.
Andy, I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Yes, sir. Love to catch
Lee.
you.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, brother.
All right,
Lee.
Al.
Al's going to jump in, but Lee came in, and Lee, if you have something you'd like to say to Jim in regards to what's
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm for sure gonna miss all the darn crap talk that we had together. That's for sure.
Amen.
Gonna miss it, man. Gonna miss it, brother.
You guys, hey, you guys memorialize me and just keep giving each other shit, man. I mean, that's all you got to do.
Well, I remember you treating me like crap because I didn't know how to do any of this stuff and gave me a hard time when I first.
never did, you liar. You liar.
Treating me like I was. Well, I know you were playing around, though, but you know, treating me like a big dummy and got me through all this Hangout stuff, and you became a pretty close friend of mine on here. And for a while, you were the only reason why I did get on here. And you know, I was somebody, not a biker per se, but you know, I'm a long haul truck driver, and you know, and we related in that attitude in a way. And you know, there's gonna miss you, man. I hope you still could get on here though. And
I'm gonna right up until I get too scary looking to, you know.
Dude, you're scary looking now. So you might get prettier. You might get prettier.
Look, wait a minute. I don't want you hanging photos from your computer like you did with Mark.
Hey, Jim, just don't fall asleep.
That was too good.
Yeah, you've been a good friend, Lee. I mean, it's because you haven't been around a long time, but you get that dry sense of humor I got, and we clicked off pretty quick on that, and that was pretty cool. And I know you do a lot. You was working a lot, and that's the crap I was giving you about, was you weren't getting nothing done on that. You weren't getting a layout going, and I like to antagonize the guys that don't have a layout going to get started, so that we can help you spend your money. That's the fun part of this hobby. Once you started building your shelf, you know, that took the fun away from it, because now you started something. Damn it, and I can't give you crap about not having a layout started. And I appreciate your friendship, buddy, for sure. Without a doubt in my mind, you've been a good friend.
You've been a good friend of mine too, Jim.
Appreciate it.
And speaking of which, I just sent you a little something too. So
Well,
I
thank
posted
you.
it on there.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Go see your mom.
I am. I'm leaving Monday, and look up Benson, Arizona. If you think you might get a route that's going to get you even by there, that last week of this month, text me, call me, something. And I got to be up in Phoenix one day.
Has your number changed? You got your number still?
Yeah, I'll have to give you my number. Yeah, Phil's got it. Phil, give it to him later if you can, if I can't.
Yes, sir.
But without a doubt, or aren't we still friends on Facebook, or did you delete me?
No, I think we should still be on friends on Facebook.
If we're still on Facebook, then just ask, and I'll message it to you.
I'll do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, I had all these girls calling me that, and I didn't want the wife. She kept answering the phone, and there were, it's hard to. You can only say you found their lost dog a couple of times. So I had to change my phone number, but.
Weren't they the telemarketers though?
Yeah. But I will be in Phoenix one day, and the rest of the time I'll be in the Benson area. So if
head over to the border, just careful.
If you happen to get by that way, then maybe we can. I'm taking my son out to lunch at a Golden Corral there in Phoenix.
Well, even if it's 5 minutes, as long as I get to shake your hand for the first time.
Oh
that'd be
man,
awesome.
I want to give you a big hug, big pat on the back, brother. Definitely, if we can hook up, that'd be awesome. And that just reminded me of Vinny, the Golden Corral in Phoenix. There's going to be a day there that me and the wife are meeting my son that lives in Phoenix to have lunch. So somehow message me somehow, or if you got Bill or Phil, anybody that's on a panel that's got my number, give it to Vinny. Maybe I can get a chance to meet Vinny because he's up in Phoenix, and I missed and couldn't get up to Phoenix last trip I was down there. So, but good friend, Lee, good friend, brother.
Bob, you're up.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, I started with the Hangouts probably when the beginning of the live shows happened. That was back about 3 years ago now. And so, Jim was in there every once in a while. I was like, who's this crazy dude with the goatee? And okay, he's pretty neat, And then it's like, no, we had differences of opinions, of course, but we're friends, no problems.
That's it.
I was like, I learned this from him, and I gave him some advice on this or that, whatever. I can't even remember the conversations we had, but we were on quite a bit. And when I was going through some issues with my daughter's mother-in-law's family, her husband was dying of, well, it's kind of weird. He's a hemophiliac. He had AIDS for 26 straight years.
Wow.
And he was not dying of it. He died of cancer. And that's what killed him, the chemotherapy and everything else. And it devastated, her, and they lost their house and everything else. And it was like, she's not going to be homeless. So I moved her into my house.
Love you, brother.
She lives right below my feet right now. She's finally on her feet, and she's looking for a place to move out and get of her own. And,
good job.
Man, that's just awesome.
So when I heard Jim's going through the same thing, I said, I'm going to go see him. He's having a party, and I'm going to go meet him. So I drove the 11 hours, got off work, and drove as far as I could, made it to Michigan City. Stayed the night in the Super 8 motel, which I'll probably never do again. It reminds me of what bad hotels are. So makes me appreciate the better ones. And so I made up there to where he's at, stayed in another hotel overnight, went out to the party. I had fun. It was definitely interesting.
You got to meet a few interesting characters there, didn't you?
I did meet some interesting characters, and but it's sort of a social engineering or social kind of environment that I wasn't really familiar with anymore, because I went to the bars when I was younger, and there was interesting characters there too. You live up in Fairbanks, Alaska, and it's just like you get to the people out come from the bush, come in to party and spend their gold or whatever, and they're just wee dancing all over the place like, whoa, slow down, don't ruin all the energy in one spot. But it was just kind of an interesting experience, and I hadn't been around that since I was in Alaska, and I was like, wow, this is definitely a crowd that I haven't hung out with before.
So you never hung out with those type of bikers before?
Right. So biker gangs, they probably were there at the bars before and stuff like that. I just didn't really befriend them, really, because it's kind of one of those. It's safer not to look them straight in the eye. Or something. It's just one of those things. But I grew out of that that fear of just meeting people of any race, creed, social, money or no money, whatever. And I said, I'm here for Jim, and I'm here to, support him, be some representative of this community in person. I made it there. I was crazy.
I was so surprised. I was so, and that was, and I keep coming up with this heartfelt saying, but it's true. It's just, I haven't been shown that kind of love before. I mean, it's especially from people that you don't really know, and in quotation, but what you've done for your mother-in-law or your sister, daughter's mother-in-law, I think you said it was, but that's fantastic, and that's what I'm trying to avoid with my wife, is having to, sell this place, what she could get out of it, and live with somebody else because she can't afford to make it on her own, and I really appreciate you driving up, and I wish I had better food for you, but I think the
food is great.
I think the entertainment was okay because you lasted right up to the 1 a.m. when I started kicking people out, and well, it was a good time.
That one guy that looked always drunk all the time, and I was just like, why did he show up here so drunk? And then you said, oh, he had a stroke. I'm like, oh, God.
Now, this guy is built like this massive pit bull.
Yeah.
I mean, he is built like a massive pit bull, and he's one mean dude. I'm glad he's a friend and not a foe, let's put it that way. But he had a stroke, and he's hard to understand, and he's, man, is he wasted or what? No, he had a stroke, and he has and another buddy of mine. He doesn't belong to a club, goes with him to help interpret because he's around him all the time and can understand him better. But super nice guy.
Yep.
I wouldn't want to get in an argument with him in a bar, but once he's your friend, he's your friend for life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was just so interesting to see that kind of camaraderie from people that you hadn't seen in a while, and they're willing to come out and party with you because, hey, we got beer, we got food, I'm showing up, something like that.
And the funny thing is, I did pay for the food, but I only bought 2 cases of beer because I didn't have a lot of money, and there was still a case and a half left when everybody left because everybody pretty much just brought their own.
Yeah.
So that's why they got as drunk as they, like the one girl they had to carry out.
Yeah, she was drunk in an hour. I was like, what did she drink? Well, that bottle of Jägermeister.
Yeah,
and
the whole bottle.
A couple beers. Like, whoa.
The whole bottle. That was one that ended up staying the night at my house. And I don't usually do that as a rule. And I was so happy that Amber's mother come and got her because I just didn't know where she was going. I had to put her on a couch, and I'm afraid by morning she'd have been between me and Bonnie in the bed.
Uh-huh.
That's when her mother walked back in, I was just like a floodgate, just of weight just come off my shoulders. It's like, oh my God, someone's here to get her. But we had a good time, and I really appreciated you coming out and showing the love and Bob, this is a guy that bought, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, bought every bit of my landscaping material, and I know he has no room for it.
I'm going to find a place.
He bought every bit of it. He bought 15 pounds of natural agate ballast. or 16 pounds, something like that. Did it all stay in his bag?
Everything showed up perfectly. The mailman come walking up to the door and goes, "What do you got in here?" "Rocks."
Why?
Why is someone shipping you rocks? I'm like, well, they're crushed rocks, little tiny crushed rocks. You know, then I got some grass in there too. And he goes, "You're not supposed to ship grass." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but it's modeling grass." I'd explain the whole thing.
Yes, and Bob gave me pretty much the price I paid for it. Just a nice guy. He could have, you know, I bought it on sale and I give it to him for what I paid for it, and he still threw in a few extra bucks to boot. I mean, that's the friendship, guys. It's just you just can't believe it. The hearts of gold that you get, all of you guys have, it's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I'm a good tipper, so keep the change. You know.
Yeah, you did. You did. You told me that's what you said. Keep the change.
John, you're up in the box.
Uh-oh.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I thought I was going last. All right, let's see. There's a couple people here I wanted to bring in anyway. Yeah, BNSF guy 617. I remember a couple years ago joining one of Jim's hangouts, or I think it was one of Jim's. It was a lot of fun, except I remember accidentally hitting the sound on an engine, blowing up the mic.
Blowing up our eardrums with these headphones.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
Another one here. I'm just going to spell this name, Kamos, Junior 50. I only got to see your videos here. You have shared a lot of great tips and awesome modeling. Thank you for the great contributions. People like you are what make this hobby. And send a little something.
I thank you very much. I thank you very much.
I don't know how long you and I have known each other, but it's been quite a while. We definitely been good friends. We've had a few little private conversations in the hangouts.
I've been scolded once or twice by you. Yeah.
You know, just like that.
I called to the principal's office.
Just like that ugly stick fishing rod. You know, you were kind of flexing that rule a little too far there, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to toe the line with everybody else, and I understand that, and I appreciate you, you know, jumping in when you have to jump in, and I know you're doing it because it's to keep the room friendly like it has been all these years, and I appreciate it, John, and John's been a really good friend personally wise. I've never had a chance to meet the guy. I sure hope I can one day, but he has. He's been a super nice guy. He's been a lot of help. He'll wait till I make a mistake and say, "Well, why don't you try it this way? It probably work a little better." Could have told me before I made the mistake, but that's okay. It turned out better doing it John's way. No, John's come up with a lot of stuff. Hey, Jim, maybe try it this way, and it made my job a lot easier. And that's what this community is about, and that's how the friendships has been there. John's been a real good friend to me, and again, we don't always keep it railroad related every hangout. You know, we talk about other things in life, and I've got to learn about John and his family, and he's learned about me and my family, and I probably haven't been able to give him much for advice. As old as he is, he already knows everything anyways. But he's given me a lot of good advice, and that's no lie about that. He really is, and I thank you for that, John.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it too. I really do. I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed our conversations, but being such good friends, I mean, even though I've jerked your collar a few times, it's been okay, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We took care of business and then turned around and started joking with each other again.
That's right.
That's what you do. But
and you're old enough to be my dad, so I have to respect you when you jerk your collar. You know?
Well, I tell you what, Sonny, that's one thing you better not forget either. You know.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's the Jim I know.
Well, hey, you know, if people hear about me being sarcastic, I got to let them see what the love's about. You know, that's what the love's about. That's what the love's about. If I didn't love John the way I do, I'd just ignore the guy. You know, so
just treat me like a redheaded stepchild.
With freckles.
Yeah, just to let you know real quick, Sparky did text Vinny, and Vinny has just jumped into the panel here. How you doing, Vinny?
Where's he at?
He's in the chat.
Oh, he's in the chat. Okay.
Yeah, he's in the chat. So you can let him know when you're going to be back up there in Phoenix. And but one thing I did want to say, I said it on the first video that the team made for you. I was watching Johnny Carson. This is a long time ago. He had George Burns on, and they were talking, and Johnny had mentioned about an actor that just passed away. And George Burns told him, he says, well, he said, yeah, he's not with us now, but, there's an awful lot of people that know him, and he's really not gone until there's nobody left to remember him. So you're definitely going to be around for a very, very long time, because you do know a lot of people do know you all through life, so you are going to be around for a very long time. And also Dwight said that he's enjoyed this more than he did the Dean Martin roast too. This has been better.
Love you, Dwight. You're good people.
But
Bill, you're in the box.
Okay. Well.
Uh-oh. Let me turn the camera off so I don't cry. Wait, let me put Phil's camera on so I can see him tear up. There we go.
Okay.
Well, he's about as red as a shirt.
Yeah.
And green.
Hey guys,
can't.
I love this guy like it's my brother. I'm telling you right now, that's my brother there without a doubt.
well, he's full screen, so
Okay. Well, we met 3 years ago on here, and was like, hey, another guy from Michigan. And I didn't know anything about model railroading at all. And, so I think both you and Scott were here shortly before I joined. But it's been an adventure. And it's been an honest to God honor to have met you, to have spent time with you, to afternoons when everybody else is working, and it's just been us two hanging out in a hangout, talking about life in general, and sharing ideas. And yes, you are. I have no siblings, so yes, you've been my brother from another mother, and I'm honored to have been your friend.
You still are, and you still will be afterwards too.
Yes.
That's no way you're gonna get away from that, brother.
I know that. And I shared a song with you that my son found.
Oh my God, yes you did.
Yes. And there will be a day that we will ride again, brother. That we will ride again.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting all snot nose here, guys.
No, your camera's broke.
Because I'm fast on the camera button. But Phil's been a good friend. Everybody's been a good friend, but because I'm lucky enough to have Phil 45 minutes away, we've been able to spend a little more time together besides off camera and personal life, and we're made for the same cloth. We're both sarcastic. We both hate everybody but ourselves. And he's been a real good friendship, and moral support from this guy and his wife, Lola. Just yeah, I don't know. Phil's just, he's it, man. He's it. He's if she got pissed off at him because he spent too much, he knows he could bring his suitcase here and I'd make Bonnie sleep in the train room. I mean, he's that close to me. He's a good guy. He really is. And if any of you
said a word, never said a word.
If any of you ever get to be as close with Phil as I am, you'll see where the tears are coming from. He's one hell of a guy. So, all right, you talk because I can't. I'm late enough.
Okay. Yeah, we were able to do train shows together, and that was special. We spent time together. We've I'm going to tell a quick little story because I know time's running short, but Jim's one of the very few people that has been able to meet my son and my wife. And the first time I met him was in a little watering hole just up the road from his house. And he's actually got to witness my wife in her rare forms.
Okay, don't go any further on that one.
And I won't. And but I am also. I have pictures to prove it, which nobody will ever see.
We'll ask later, Phil.
But I am probably one of the few people that's been able to grab Jim by the goatee and walk away with no harm being done.
No harm being done, brother. You got that right.
Yes.
And he's got the pictures, and please wait till I die before you ever post one of them.
I'm going to be there Saturday to see him. I'm going.
Okay, I'm done.
Thank you,
Been
Phil.
a privilege, yes.
Brother, thank you. And you got at least one more trip to come over, but I hope there'll be a couple more. I'll do my best not to smoke around Marie. I forgot about her health issues. Well, it'll be warmer. We'll be able to sit on the front porch or something where it's airy.
That's true. Yes.
I'm looking forward to you guys either coming over here. My wife's a little timid going places, but maybe I can get her to come over there and I want to get a couple more vocal FaceTime with you, without a doubt, brother. Thank you.
No problem. Count on it.
If my travels work out in June, I'm maybe going across that direction. I may stop.
I'm sorry I missed you when you were up here, Bob.
We'll do it sometime.
Well, you know what, Bob? If get a date.
We will.
I've got a few more friends that weren't on Facebook because they're too illiterate to do a computer. That missed my party and was bummed because they did. So they want to put flyers at the bars and stuff. So maybe we can have one more party in the garage. I'm not buying any food and I'm not buying any beer, but everybody can bring their own. And if they want snacks, they can bring a bag of chips and just sit around until 2, 3 in the morning and shoot the shit. So if you give me a date, then I'll try to meet that date and we'll do it on that date while you're here. And hopefully Phil will be able to make it. Okay, just let me know.
Yeah, let me know too, Phil, because I'd like to make that trip.
You know what, Jim? I'd like to know when it is too. I think I can make that drive in about 29 hours.
Well, you get Amber there and we can all take care of her.
Oh boy. So people don't really wonder. I have a good friend of mine. I met her before I met her mother and her sister. And I took care of her like she was my daughter, I promise you. I kept the guys from causing her harm at the bars and stuff like that. We were real good friends, but she's a little cutie and she likes to flirt. And that's why I had to settle some guys down at a couple of bars for her. But she was there and she was wasted. And and she had just broke up with her boyfriend that night.
Oh,
Well,
God.
she went back with him the next day, so they're happy. And so sorry, guys, she's back
Love.
with her boyfriend. But
Hey, John,
Yeah.
Well, I'm married, so I'm not worried about that.
is Vinny still on?
Far as
oh,
I know.
oh shit, I forgot Vinny.
Tell him to get his
Vinny,
butt
are
on
you
the
there?
panel. He needs to get on the panel.
Yeah, Vinny, go up the chat a little ways. You'll find the post for the panel link because we do have an opening. You can jump in because Jim would like to talk to you. If,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, if you got a few minutes, because he'd like to get you in here.
Come on,
If you
Vinny.
don't
Get on
get
here.
in here, Vinny. But real quick, if you can't get in here, I'm leaving Monday for Arizona. I will be there Wednesday through May 1st. One day of those 4 days that I'm going to be there, I'm going to be in Phoenix at the Golden Corral having lunch with my son, who lives up in Phoenix with my wife. And I
Which
would very
Golden Corral?
Golden Corral in Phoenix. Oh, there is a couple. I'll have to find out which
There
one.
probably is.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yes.
yeah, there's a couple there.
But Vinny, if you can manage to stop in and have a lunch with us, I want you to be there. You know, it's not. I mean, we're going there to visit my son, but I want you there too. There's no harm in having you there. I'd like to meet you, be able to talk to you for a little bit too. You know, so if you can,
All right,
somebody
hang on.
can.
Yeah, hang on just for a second. Vinny, take a look at AJ's post. He's about 3 up in the chat. He just posted a link there, so try that link there to get on the panel.
Yeah, and you probably got you got to probably add HTTP. That's how I got in here.
Yeah.
Right.
HTTPS.
Yeah, they wouldn't let us do the HTTP in it.
Yeah. You couldn't even just type that even with spaces. It saw it and went, nope, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, here, let me do it in a row here.
You know what? I'm gonna.
No, we've already got it. We've got several postings here. So.
Okay. I was gonna say, post my phone number right there in the chat. I don't care, just so he can get a hold of me. I do want to get a hold of him.
Yeah, he's just said he's still.
/
Just let me know when you have to attend. The camera's not working.
Hey, Jim.
Whose camera? Oh, me. My camera's not working.
No.
Vinny's camera's not working.
Oh, Vinny's. Oh, okay.
So just let me know
Love you,
where.
Vinny.
You'll still be happy to attend.
Okay. Someone here. I'm gonna. My phone number is 989-588-1468. Again, that's
You didn't even give me a chance to get a pen.
588-1468. And if you buy right now, we get 713 with additional shipping and handling.
I was thinking more along the lines of I was a caller right now. I get doo. Sorry.
Well, it's recorded, so Vinny can pause it where he can catch it all down.
Right. So just give me a call, or I'll try to find a date. When I know a date I'm going, I can get a hold of you, and maybe we could try to meet up. And same with you, Lee. If we can get a date for sure, then let you know. And if you're going to be in that area, you can stop by too. And I'm not buying your guys' lunch. I'm telling you now. You got to pay the lunch fee to get in. But if times
May 1st, I will definitely try to get something going up that way.
I'm leaving back on May 1st is my plan. I'm going to be there from the 26th through the 30th and leave it back on the 1st. But if it means, the motel is $80 a night, so I've got to do.
If we're going to meet at the Golden Corral, Jim, you got to at least leave about 20 parking spaces for me to park my semi in the parking lot.
There's room.
What we can do also is once I get down at the Golden Corral, maybe we could just stop someplace for coffee where there's at a truck stop or something like that. Vinny can meet us at the truck stop. That way you guys ain't got to buy your own lunch. I'm low on funds, so I can't buy everybody lunch, but I hate to invite
No, no.
someone, but you got to buy your own, you know. But
No.
But,
I don't want you. No.
It's not like that, dude.
right.
We would
But
not
I'm
expect
just saying, because things are tight for everybody, you know. So,
Amen.
but
No.
so if anything, we can meet at you know, maybe even double T there in Tucson. Well, because that's too far for Vinny. We'll find a place where Vinny can get to in Phoenix that you can get a truck into somehow, and
I'll just meet up at a casino.
No, there we go.
no, that's not a
As much as as much as we like this to go on all night into the wee hours of the morning, that is not. We cannot.
We need an after show.
Yes,
Hey,
show would be more than appropriate.
You hit a recording and
Carry on if you want with this, but I think as we come to a close here,
Can I say something real fast, Bill?
you sure can, Scott.
I apologize for interrupting you.
No, not at all. Please, go right ahead.
I've got something very, very heavy on my heart, and you all know me. I am not a churchgoer. I do believe in my God, and I thank Him for everything that He's done for me. I don't attend church like I should, but I've got something that's coming over me that I have to do. Would it be inappropriate to do a prayer?
Not at all.
Go for it, brother. Go for it. Go for it. We'll pray with you.
Whew. Dear Heavenly Father,
Okay.
I thank you very much for us being here tonight and honoring Jim, his family, and his friends, and the people on the panel. Lord, watch over each and every one of us as we go through these days. Watch over Jim and his family and make sure they get through this hard time in peace. You know what their troubles are, and I beg it on your sweet hand to guide them and let them know that everything will be okay. I beg it in your sweet name, Lord. Amen.
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 Thank you, Scott.
Amen.
And if somebody wants to start a hangout, I will go over to the hangout and
Andy or Andrew Gilmore has already started an after show. Sorry to
Okay.
interrupt.
okay. And Johnny, I'll need you over there too, or we'll have to do a separate one somehow or another. But
Okay. Yeah.
don't go to sleep on me.
Yeah. No problem.
Curtis, you
Hey,
had
Jim.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yo.
my wife and I, we will be sending you some money. We want to pay for you and your wife and your son's lunch at Golden Corral. So take that burden off you.
Thank you.
Just want to know your luck, man.
Hey,
You're going to
See,
be
that's what I'm
missed.
talking about, man. This right here, this family that we have is just phenomenal. I mean, just
Love you, brother. Love you,
absolutely
brother.
phenomenal.
well, before this ends, Big Bill,
yes, sir.
I love you. You know, I got pissed a little bit for a month or so.
I understand.
You know, I got pretty upset over that whole ordeal. I apologize.
No apology necessary.
I know that, but I wanted to give it to you, and it's heartfelt. You've been a good guy. We've talked. This man's talked to me. I've got family problems other than my health, and Bill's has talked to me and my wife, both. It meant a lot. It meant a lot, brother. And you've been there all the way, even though I got pissed off at you for about a month. You've been there all the way the whole time. You didn't fray. You didn't strand. You just knew I was having a hard time, and you let me throw my hissy fit, and you stayed with me. And that means a lot, brother, and I'm telling you, it does. I really appreciate it. Very, very much. Very, very much, sir.
And Jim.
I know I've never seen you, but the big bills can't be just for your stature. It's got to be for your heart. The
Amen.
big bill's got to be for that heart of his.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Well, I thank you for that, Jim, and I truly do appreciate the apology. Is not necessary, but I do understand where it's coming from. It's always, it's water under the bridge, and we move forward.
Right.
And with that said, I just want to tell you that I and my family and my church have been praying for you continuously. You've actually made the church bulletin. You're in good hands. So with this, I again want to implore upon the community and those that are watching. I know that sometimes, we start getting into this later hour that the viewership dwindles down, but it is going to be recorded. I do request that if you do watch this and you haven't been here and you didn't see it, what we've done here is we've gotten together, Jim Ross, and a few of his friends, a few of the people in the community wanted to get together. He wanted them. And it's basically a fundraiser. And we wanted to ask the people to donate to Jim and his family, especially since Jim has been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and he does have a few months to live. And it's for the benefit of his wife and his family to maintain the house and to keep things going after Jim has passed away into glory. And we want to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of the men who showed up here. This is truly what men are. I have to say that. These are what men are. The world that looks at us and says, well, we all come from different walks of life and different social backgrounds and different economical backgrounds. But the bottom line is, you can have a pocket full of money, a mansion, and a brand new car outside, but you can't take it with you when you go. But here, this is everlasting. This is for eternity.
Amen.
This is when, this is what they say in the scriptures, when men get together, this is what they call iron sharpening iron. This is men encouraging other men, and this is men showing love for another man. And it's a good thing. And I encourage all those that are watching this to please donate to the Jim and Bonnie Ross. The email, we're going to put it up on the link underneath, and we want you guys to donate generously if you can find it in your way. Like Scott said, he walked the bottom there with his grandchild and he picked up $100 worth of cans. If you can't do that, I implore you to do so. I implore you to do so, because it's just not for Jim, it's for Jim's wife, Bonnie. And I want to thank Jim for being part of this. I want to thank the rest of you guys for being. What I will say to you, Jim, is, as I said in the first video, do not go gently into that night, my friend. Fight it for everything, because life is worth fighting. Life is worth fighting. Do not go gently into that good night. And Jim, when you get up there, say a good word for me. Tell him to put an extra brick in the house for me up there. Okay?
Hey, Jim, say a lot of good words for me. I'm going to need it.
But I will tell you this, Jim, I will tell you this. When the pain and the suffering is all gone, and we pass into the glory from life into death, trust me when I tell you that the good Lord himself will be there. And the gates will be flung open, my friend. And he will look upon you and say, Jim, my good friend, open arms. Job well done, son. Job well done. Welcome home. With that, Jim, God bless you. God bless your family. Keep well. Be safe. And tell your lovely wife that we're all thinking of her. And if there's anything she needs, we are here for her as well.
Amen. Anything.
God bless and good night, my friend.
All you guys, I know you want to end this, but thank you very much. Again, whether you can support or not, I appreciate the mental support just as much as the monetary. The monetary is to help my wife for sure, but the mental support is what makes this easier instead of harder. So I thank you. I'm going to go check out that other Hangout as soon as Johnny says cut. So thank you guys very much. Thank you every one of you for your friendships, and thank you every one of you for those that are still my enemy. At this point, I love all my enemies too. So, because it's just the way it should be, I think. So, all right.
I'm going to give out a few
Jim.
names here. These are people who have been giving out a lot of good comments in the chat. Just to give out a few, but we do appreciate every one of you that's been in the chat. CSX Railline Productions, John Dealey. Definitely do not want to forget Ron Boytz in Australia. AJ, some of these I know y'all have never met, Jim, but BNSF guy 69. I mean, BSF guy 617. Redneck Railroader, David Stark, Sparky, and Bob. We do appreciate your comments. Jim appreciates your comments. And with that said, thank you guys for coming in on the panel. Jim?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you again.
I love you guys.
I hope so.
I really
We
do.
love you, Jim.
Anybody?
Me too, man.
Anybody? Yeah, I publicly put my phone number out there, even if you don't know me. If you want to give me a buzz and say hi, just so that you can talk to me for a minute. You're in the HO scale. You're a buddy. Shit, I don't care. Give me a call, but nothing before noon, please.
And he's not in scale. He puts up with in-scalers.
Yeah, nothing before noon and nothing after 10 p.m. So,
Is that nothing before
call.
noon? Your time or my time?
Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. Noon to 10 p.m. If someone wants to give me a call and just say hi and whatever, I'm always open to meet new friends because I don't have a lot of time to go out and meet them. So if somebody wants to, please be my friend, I'd be happy to take that phone call. This community has just been so wonderful for me. And all right, I'll shut up.
Yeah, okay, because Jim, I killed the show 10 minutes ago.
Oh my God, that was good.
Jim, I'm just kidding. But yes.
And if Monitor Man Mike was here, he'd go, "Hey, I got one more question." Before you go.
Before guy, before you do end it, I'm sorry, I don't remember if we got Elmar Jr. in there. I love you, brother. I don't remember if I got a chance to mention you, but I didn't want to forget Elmar Jr. and Miles Hale and I mean, there's so many guys out there that I can't remember the names of offhand, but been good people. Just hey guys, love y'all. Okay, I'm done for sure this time.
Okay.
All right. And we appreciate all the viewers tonight, and thank you very much. And this is going to be a wrap.